Infini. I've been doing it. So the film's called Infini. Yeah, exactly. But it's called Infini.
That's not a word.
No, I know. So it's a science fiction movie, and it's directed by Shane Abbott, starring Daniel McPherson. So the story is, it's a futuristic story about jaunting to the other side of the world, where basically you can get teleported, digitally teleported from one place to another. And there's a whole thing at the beginning about how during this digital teleportation things can happen, files can become corrupted, bad stuff. And anyway, so our hero at the beginning of it is with his partner, and he has to get home, and his partner says, make sure you do come home, in that way, which always,
What way?
well, in that way that in a movie usually suggests that they aren't coming home. Well, I'm not saying that is what does or doesn't happen. No, I'm not giving you a plot spoiler. Genuinely, who knows? So, transported to the other side of the galaxy where there is a bad thing going on. They sent a bunch of people out there, and some horrible monstrous thing happened, and everything came back bad. And there's the interstellar time shift. 16 seconds in our time is actually 4 hours in time on Infini.
Right.
So basically,
Interstellar was doing a lot of that.
Yeah, so basically it's a kind of mashup of Aliens with a bit of Event Horizon, but actually none of the sort of the sense of dread of Event Horizon, with a touch of the cronky B-movie feel of the remake of Total Recall, not the original Total Recall, but the remake of Total Recall. Best summed up as like Solaris, the shouty years. It's one of those ones which it has a sort of semi-interesting idea, and then for the whole of the last 45 minutes of the film, it is people shouting at each other. And the film sort of develops this kind of, in Aliens, the whole thing in Aliens that the soldiers are kind of convincingly annoying because there's all it's game over, man, game over, all that stuff that Bill Paxton does. But it's like that, but much more shouty and much more hysterical and much more overcranked. And as a result of it, I have to say, sort of sadly, I started off thinking, actually, this is going to be okay. I read some quite interesting stuff about it, and I think there's an idea in there, and there's a sort of sub-Blade Runner cityscape at the beginning. You think, okay, it's going to have something. But then actually what happens is it turns out to be a not very interesting kind of mashup of Solaris and Bug Hunt with added shouting.